Okay, I think we're good to go. I think this is my second time going live on YouTube. Yeah, this is, when was the last one? Only a month ago. Hello, welcome to my stream. I have been off of my ADHD medication for a couple days now, and I just went to the pharmacy this morning. Well, say this morning, but it was like around noon. I just picked up my meds, took it then, so like honestly, it's probably gonna be kicking in within the next like 30 minutes. But I figured I wanna talk and I wanna exist, I wanna be witnessed, and so here I am. And I'm like, the collage is like pretty much already made, but I haven't officially like glued it down to complete it. I haven't done the signature. There's a lot of things that can still be worked on. But I figured I want people to see it. Just gotta remember how I had everything set up. No, wait, no, she was under. Yeah. Yeah, something that I've been working on for, I think, about a week now. Just at this point, finalizing more so the layout than what materials am I going to use. This morning, I woke up a few hours later than, like, I was doing that thing where I wanted to wake up at like 8 a.m. So I set an alarm for like 8, 8:05, 8:10. And then I was waking up to those, and then I was like, oh, I have more time. I'm going to like sleep in. Oh gosh darn it. I was trying to blow some dust off. And so literally like as from like 8 a.m. until like 11 a.m. I just kept hitting snooze. Like I was waking up to every alarm and just snoozing it for like 3 hours straight, which is what happens when I'm not on my ADHD medication, is I like crash. But I don't know, got up at a good time still. Was out of the house by noon. I think I got like on the bus to go to the pharmacy at like 11:30. So yeah, then I got my meds. Said hi to the pharmacist that I haven't seen in a while, but I don't know what it is about me, but they like have memorized who I am and what my name is. I think because when my friend and I go, we go to the same pharmacist because it's like in between where we live. And I don't know, they look pretty cool a lot of times, so maybe me being with them just kind of grouped me in with this person is also cool. Okay, so let me get the layout. This part I think is going to be the trickiest, but I think it's so cool that like I've never tried this desk view before, and it's really cool that like my phone is looking at it like upside down, but like how it translates is like flipped or over. Like I don't know, I think it's really cool, and I have no idea how to actually like properly set it up. I am just winging it, and it seems to be working. Alright, so like that was that. Yeah, so hung out, not hung out, but like talked with the pharmacist for a little bit. Said hi, caught up a little bit. And then as I was going home, I was like, you know, I got a new plant that I'm taking care of, and I am seeing that its roots are starting to really come through. Oh, what the heck? Everything okay? I think he's loading. Can he just load? Okay. Give me 1 sec. Okay, I think that should be fine. What if I... Hold on. Does this change anything? Kind of. I guess I'll keep it on. I don't know what I was saying. I was talking to the pharmacist. I said hi to the pharmacist, and then as I was on my way back home, I was like, oh, yeah, that's what it was. I got a spider plant that I'm taking care of now, and it's my first plant that I'm taking care of. And I want to make sure that I take care of it the best way that I can. Because, like, I don't know, it's weird. I've gone from, like, living with cats for the past, like, 2-3 years and then not taking care of any cats, as well as not living with anyone anymore. Like, I live completely by myself now. So I've admittedly been going to Pet Finder and looking up different like cats and dogs and rabbits and birds that I could take care of because I just want to take care of something right now. And then one of my teammates on my roller derby team messaged the group chat and was like, "Hey, I'm propagating a bunch of spider plants, little baby spiders. Who wants some?" And I got one. And now I don't know what to do next. I mean, I do, because I've been doing some research, but I think I want to cut this off. Like, that needs to be flat. Let's see. But yeah, so I went to this really cool coffee shop that is literally like a 5-minute walk from me, like from my apartment. And it is like it's half cafe, like half coffee shop, and half, what's the proper word? Like, they have a whole bunch of plants and like vegetation in there. It's a really cool like half and half place. And so I went there, ended up having a pretty good conversation with, how far? Oh, my bad. Do you? Had a pretty good conversation with the person working there. We are even now officially on a first name basis, because we are humans. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, I'm getting a call and I don't know that phone number. Oh, but I can't move my phone because my phone is recording. Wow, what timing? I think I had this, something like that. I think it's just this part that I'm really getting like thrown off by. I mean, little stuff like the direction of the text is something I already kind of struggle with. Let's see. This is where we gotta go off of how it feels rather than how it looks. And I don't know how I feel. I almost want it to be like, just like even more spread out. But then it gets so like congested over here. And I don't think I want it overlapping with anything. I kind of like, it's like almost like a river, like flowing through. God, it just looks so busy. But what if I... something like that? No. See, that just reminds me of the, like, starry face blemish patches. I don't know if I want it to just be, like... what did I have before? I had, like, I think, like, a 2-3-2 kind of pattern going on. How far do... But then again, it just looks, like, so congested. The flow is like really throwing me off. How far do you think alone? Because I kind of like... Excuse me. The alone is what I think is really throwing me off. I feel like I can get a satisfying pattern with these five, and the alone doesn't even look like it's part. I mean, it was all from the same text, but it doesn't even look like it's part of it. I almost wonder if I should just not use that. Far do you think? I think something like that. Do I want to add a little? Hold on. Let me mess with some OBS settings real quick. I want to try something. One second. Okay, maybe this will work. How does that look? I'm waiting for it to like come back on this side. Hello. Is he not doing it? Okay, it is, I think. That is so crazy. I think I just lined up. Yeah, which side is that? This one? I just totally lined up like the edge of because like this whole like green this whole is like a square versus like the rectangular for like the 1920 1080 whatever. And I was like, oh, I'll just put this like in the corner. But now I've lined up my freaking door with like the edge. This is artistry right here, dude. This is so like I am a collage artist. This is what I want to do for a living. I mean, it's just happening. Okay. Do I want to take the question mark from here? Or do I just want to have, how far do you think? Because like this feels more together, while if I then toss in this, I can't tell if that's complete or if that's detached. Or maybe... That was the smoothest toss. I don't know, that was cool. Little yammy moment. Maybe? Okay, I think I might just dink around with this. Fun little story time because like you know me, I stream like once every who the fuck knows. And of course lots of stuff has been going down. And one of those things is that I have officially received a autism diagnosis. I don't honestly know like the specific like how the diagnosis is like on paper. The like facilitator before finalizing the results had said, "Hey, before I get like all the test results back, I can already confidently say you have high functioning autism," which is like what I expected. And then a week passed, and we did the official get together and talk about the results. And I don't really know how to describe the point system behind it, but in order to be like the beginning classification of like severely affected autism, like your daily life in many aspects is affected on a severe scale, is starting at like 75 points. And I had 73. I was 2 points away from being severe. Um, so I am just on the very high end of moderate to severe. Not quite severe, but I'm not quite just moderate. I am 2 points away. I have 73 of like out of, not out of, but like, 75 being the severely affected. Which is so interesting because as I have over time thought about the possibility / impact severity of me having autism, it was one of those things that as time went on, I just kept thinking like, man, I think I'm more autistic than I realize. And then I did the questionnaire, I did the IQ test and all that, and yeah, I'm 2 points away from being severely autistic. And honestly, it really wasn't the greatest feeling at first. It was nice to have the validation of like, oh yeah, I thought that's what it was, so I guess that's what it is. Or like, it's cool that, I guess I was right. But it didn't feel great to receive 16 pages of just how socially inept I am, just how confused I constantly am, just how struggling to, because like humans are very social creatures. Humans thrive off of being social and being in communities. And then I just got like 16 pages of how I'm bad at that. It validated pretty much all of my like thoughts and feelings that I had been developing, but it still doesn't feel great for a professional diagnosis to come in and be like, yep, you suck at socializing. And honestly, it kind of made me feel like a bit broken when I first got the diagnosis, which is so interesting because with every other diagnosis I've ever had, it's just been like oh yay, like, I mean, not yay, but like oh, that's what I have been thinking I had, this is it, like, that makes sense. When it came to stuff like the bipolar, and where I'm like, man, I'm getting these crazy mood swings, what the hell? And then they're like, oh, well, you're bipolar, and you're like, oh, well, that makes sense, cool. And then you take medication for it. And I think that's the other thing, is you can take medication for it and kind of deal with the PTSD and the bipolar and the depression and the anxiety and the OCDs and the whatevers. Like, there's just stuff you can kind of work towards to improve how those impact your life. But with autism, there is no medication. There's really only therapies. And at my age of 25, it didn't really feel like there were a lot of therapies that I could really benefit from at this point. It would have been different had my caretakers brought me in when I was a kid, and then maybe at those points worked at, different therapies, different guidances to help me with certain like areas of my life. But now I've just learned how to live in mask, and that's the biggest thing, is I'm high functioning. I am very good at masking myself in order to get through the day-to-day. But I'm slowly learning how to understand myself more, and like kind of where I can learn how to take the mask off less and less. One of those being just like at work and like how I dress. Like, I work at a skate rink, a roller skating rink, which is also ice skating in the wintertime. So I work at a skating rink, and it's very relaxed on the dress code. It's pretty much wear like the hoodie or the polo for the top, and try to wear black bottoms. So I just wear black leggings all the time. And yeah, so I've been much more like, I don't know. It's interesting how many things are all like tied together, because like so much of like my social anxiety is like an autism thing. So much of it is also like, oh my god, I'm a trans person living in a red state. I am terrified kind of anxiety. It's just, and not to make it political. That's just kind of the reality. That's not even like politics. That's just how it is here. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of it combined. So at least, with the anxiety, you can't take medication for anxiety, and maybe that would in turn help with social anxiety. Like my ADHD medication. My ADHD medication greatly diminishes how socially anxious I get, which is huge. So there's not something for autism, but there is something for the other things, and it's all connected. It's all stupid. I mean, in a way, I'm glad it's all connected because then, yeah, you can do one thing about one area, and it'll affect the other areas. I guess for better or for worse. I think it's for the better right now. I feel like I like this. Like to just like at this point, I feel like this is probably the best I'm gonna make it before I glue it down. It's not even gonna look like this when I glue it down. When I finalize it, it's gonna be shifted and different. So I feel like this is probably the best that I can get it, and then I'll glue it down and finalize it, and then I think that'll just be that. Cause I've been working on this for a week, and I get to this point every single time, and then I just don't do anything, and then I'm not working on other pieces because I'm so busy on this. So I think we should just fucking finish. I think we should wrap it up. I'm gonna make a little incision. Okay. That should be like that. Okay. Whatever. I am trying to make it perfect, and I'm not even gluing it down. It don't even matter. I think we should just go for it. I honestly can't remember the last time that. When was the last time that I made a collage? Where's my? Oh, you know what? Actually, what's gonna be really cool about this new camera setup that I have, if I can keep working with it, is I can show you guys my book. This is a little tangential, but whatever. You go over there. But I haven't actually showed this off, and it's also for my own sake of I'm curious when was the last time that I made a thing. So here is. Oh, you can see the whole thing? That's so cool! Okay, here is my book. Here's The Ghost. I started working on this when I was in a a sober living dual diagnosis facility it was for 3 weeks straight. It was for exactly 21 days from the time I went in to the time I got out. It was in December of 2023, and they had a whole room dedicated as an art room, and it was the most heavenly thing I have ever been in. I genuinely felt like a kid at a candy store. I felt like a kid at a petting zoo, whatever. I just felt so free. It genuinely felt like a playground designed for anything I could ever imagine. It was so cool, and it was the greatest thing they could have included into a facility like that, because oh my god, when I'm coming off of not doing any more drugs, not trying to harm myself anymore, trying to maintain sobriety and mental stability, it was a godsend. And so what I did is I had the idea of taking a book. I liked just the size of the book. I wanted a book for the size of it. I then took the binding of another book. There's two sides, I'll show you both. And so I glued it and stapled that in. It's weird to show it with this. So I took the binding off of another book and glued it and stapled it here. And then oh no! That's what I was hoping would not happen. Hold on. Oh, you're gonna still see me here, struggling with trying to set this up. Dang it. Okay. Hold on. Were you fine there? Is that fine? Is that better? Okay. I'm using my water bottle as a stand, so I'm sure if I just filled it with water If I filled it up with water, it'd be fine, whatever. So yeah, I took a book, I took the binding of another book, and then I painted this one completely black underneath, and then I took like a red glittery paint, and then that's what all of this like red is. And then I took this and I cut it out, and I just also want to say, like a little like kudos to me, is I'm used to working with like X-Acto blades, and this is a shitty pair of scissors because I'm down on the good pair, but like even, like I'm used to even just like these scissors, but mostly I like X-Acto blades. And at the facility, reasonably so, they don't carry X-Acto blades. But they did have shitty scissors, and so I used shitty scissors to come through, and like this is actually not like super impressive, but I still got like little, you can't really see it too well, I guess. I still got like all like cool waves and textures out of it, just using like shitty scissors. And so yeah, this is my book, The Ghost. And I guess like I could describe what The Ghost is. A time. I don't really feel like doing that right now. But yeah. So we don't have to do like a whole tour of it. This is literally, I made this. Look, this is why I date shit. I started this Sunday, December 10th, 2023. When did I go in? I went in on the 7th. So on the third day of me being there was when I had the idea. Oh yeah, because actually, oh my god, dude, I can show you all so many things. Oh, this is so cool. I'm trying to get better about just like showing my existence, because this is what I want to get like just recognized for. Maybe not famous, but like I see myself being in the public eye to a degree and like having a level of fan base, and like this is how I want to make it happen, is by showing off my shit. So anyways, I made other canvases for the first few days, and then I made so many canvases that they ran out and had to reorder more. And so then I got the idea of using this, because I was like, shit, I'm all out of canvases, how am I going to make a collage? I tried like layering stacks of construction paper to make it thick enough to be a canvas, and like it kind of worked, but it was too much work to reasonably sustain. So I had the idea of making this book, and it's dope as shit. And it's cool because I even tore out this is the original, so the original book was Danielle Steele's The Ghost. And I took this, and this is now my size guide sheet. This is the size of one sheet of one page of the book. So now whenever I am trying to decide, like, hey, I have this picture, what is the size that I'm working with so it fits in the book? Gosh, dang it, dude. I need to stop hitting my desk. Okay, you know what? This is gonna look weird as hell. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna put more water in this water bottle and see if that helps at all. Actually, now that I was thinking about it, I did name the stream just Staying Busy. So I guess I can just, do whatever I want. This already feels so much better. Okay, is that about right? That looks about right. Okay, so I have, like, if I was like, oh, like, I want to use this, what is the size that I'm working with? I feel like I've already described this before. Have I described this before? Where's my... Sorry, now my phone just feels off, whatever. I can then come through with this and, like, cut it out. I swear to God, I'm getting deja vu trying to describe this. I think it's because I did try describing this when I was on the floor doing it the one day, but now I actually have a way to do a desk view, and this just makes more sense. So anyways, I'm doing this all over again, but in a better way. This is what I want to do. And if I repeat myself, I repeat myself. It's what I do. So yeah, I come through, and this is where I can, if I'm like, oh, like, does the squid fit? I can take my size guide sheet and be like, oh yeah, it'll fit, but it'll be a tight fit kind of thing. Or if I want like just this, something like that. I'm not even using that. It's just extra. So yeah, I got my size guide sheet. I did keep this cute little message. To Tom, beloved and very special friend, for the ghosts you have laid to rest and the happiness we've shared with all my love. DS. And I don't know, I kept that because if it wasn't for Tom, then this book, Well, okay, sorry. I don't know if I should say if it wasn't for Tom, this book wouldn't have come. I'm not gonna say that. I just mean like because of Tom's influence and everything else that influenced to come to this book's creation, it came to me. I appreciate you, Tom, and I appreciate you, Danielle Steele. I haven't read the book. I don't know anything about the book or even what it's about, but it's a good foundation for my book. So thank you. But yeah, I guess I don't really want to do like a whole tour right now, but like I said, I do at least want to maybe show it off a little bit and again see the last time that I like made a collage. Yeah, sorry, like the phone is throwing me off. Okay, so like I made these. This was a poem that I wrote while I was in there because I was having a panic attack. And, dude, you know, I just really, how about to visit that? Like, I say that and I just laugh. I'm like, yeah, I was having a panic attack, so I wrote a poem. Like, it sucks because, like, in those moments, it genuinely feels like the world is coming to an end. And now I'm just like, I'm fine. I made it through. Trauma. Yeah, I made these. Yeah, so, hold on. So, yeah, these two are separate. And these two go together. I don't know if anyone wants to like pause and read that. These two are separate. And it's interesting because I've even showed these to a few different people, as well as myself have just studied them. So there's definitely things that I would want myself to be like have done differently. But that's what like creation is all about, and like making things. Is you can then look at them and be like, oh, I made that, and this is what I would have done differently, and you can learn, you can grow from it because it is in existence. This one I had fun making. I don't know how proud I am of it, but it turned out kind of cool. This one, I really enjoyed this one. I think that actually was the most recent one that I made. One sec. Yeah, at least in the book. This one was from, this is also why I date shit. This is from February 26th, 2025. So that was just over a month ago. Dang, yeah, so I streamed it about a month ago. So yeah, I guess in February I streamed and made this. Yeah, I don't know, I think I like this one. Like, oh, what a lot of work. Work, work, work. That is all we do. Growth is slow in the extreme cold. I'm an artist. I like abstract things. And this one, I don't know, I think it's just cool to see. Like, I think I maybe would have made the background a bit more simple, maybe? Can I kind of show it off. God, I don't know. I'm kind of soaking up that I can actually like show off what this is. What time? I work at 4. It's 2 o'clock. Maybe go for like another hour. Okay. So that's the book. That's what this is going into. Oh, I really want to show my other collages now, because now that I can actually like put it down and like show off what it is, I really want to do that. But I recognize I also want to finish this fucking collage, so we're doing that instead. I know I shouldn't be pressing these down too hard, but okay, I think that's good. And then this one, I feel confident just gluing it down. I always like bounce between half like doing like a half glue it on, and then like do it like what I was just doing there. And then other times coming over and just doing it over here. You know what I also just realized? And I don't know what this means. It's just something that I realized. Normally, for the past 4 or 5 years that I have been on and off live streaming, I always, while I'm setting up the stream, I always set up how I think it is fine, and then I record takes of me in those settings to see if I like how it is from a viewer's perspective. It's how I can kind of see myself before everyone else can see me. And I have done that, like I have probably hundreds, honestly, because I do probably like 10 like per stream. Like I do like 10 different takes because there's always some fucking setting getting messed around. And for the first time today, I tossed on. Holy shit! Yeah, no, yeah, I tossed on the camera view. I tossed on audio capture through my phone, and I literally just let the stream play. And then like later on, I ended up adding the laptop camera. But yeah, I don't know what that means. But for like the first time, I just realized that I didn't do like 20 fucking takes before I started streaming. I literally just put on what I wanted. It looked fine, and it was like, all right, cool. Title the stream and just click play. Just click go. Yeah, this one's all. I think it's supposed to be like this. Trying not to be a perfectionist, but I do like it when things line up. Kind of like that. That looks better. Then for this, I'm actually going to peel this up. Oh, what are you? There we go. I feel like I wanted to talk about something, now. What do I want to do? I don't know, I think I'm just like kind of soaking in the appreciation that I can even stream again. I don't know, I guess I'm thinking about like all the things that I have like I have like you guys just have no idea. Well, this is also my second YouTube stream, so like YouTube doesn't even really know who I am. I mean, I've been uploading my streams in the like for the past, I guess, but not like I don't know. Kind of feels like a new restaurant I'm trying out. I don't know what that means. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something, and you guys were gonna hear it and be like, you said something. And then, yeah, I'll still have to do like a few tweaks, because like right now I'm just kind of gluing the bulk of it without like kind of fine tuning what else is all missing. Oh no, come on, come on. There we go. Squish. Okay, this is where I've already forgotten what we're doing. Okay. I don't know if it needs to be said, but I feel like saying it. I am trying to practice not using so many filler words when I am speaking. I have recorded myself quite a bit, and seeing how much I talk before fully thinking, and I don't know about excessive use of filler words, but definitely a lot. And I think the biggest, like the main reason that I know how many filler words I use when speaking is when I conducted an interview with the Dead Doll and was editing the video for it, and you know, making different cuts and trying to figure out when you want to cut it, and just realizing all of the times that I was trying to like cut out how many ums and likes that I was using, to the point that even the Dead Doll was like, this doesn't even feel authentic anymore. Like you need to like, it's not even organic at this point because there's so many cuts. So I am trying to work on that. I think I just did it, actually. I think this is what I wanted, right? And I feel like my big ums like that, where I'm going from like the next thing, I feel like isn't as bad. But when so many sentences start with like this, and I don't know, just all the filler words. I mean, it's so popular that people are like concerned about filler words and want to cut down on how often they use those. I think it's interesting that people say when you slow down your speaking, you draw in and capture people's attention more. It's more suspenseful and, I don't know, maybe a cliffhanger. And it's supposed to make you, not supposed to, but it, I guess, can and does sometimes make you look and sound more sophisticated or like put together or articulate, because you're able to think of what you're saying beforehand and giving yourself those pauses. So I like the idea of saying what I mean, because I've actually thought about what I've been wanting to say. But I don't know. I feel like my pauses are a big, like, autism, like a. Do people actually say ADHD out loud, or is it just an online thing? The autism with ADHD thing, where I feel like I'm taking these pauses because I'm trying to say what I mean, and I feel like my pauses. Oh, damn it! And I feel like my pauses make people impatient, because a lot of times when I am pausing or trying to think of what I'm, wanting to say next, the majority, if not every single time, I get interrupted, I feel rushed, the other person feels the need to jump in and really to fill the silence. That's the thing that I think really bothers me a lot of times is I feel like not enough people, yes, in general, but like I'm just saying it because it's my own perspective, it's my friends and all that. I just wish more people were comfortable with silence and more comfortable with just letting people slow down and breathe before they want to say the next thing. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in the excitement of talking and whatever, and then you end up just like, that's like, I don't know, things get embarrassing and things get weird and things get tense sometimes because it's just like, oh, I need to keep talking. Why? Why can't we just fucking chill? I will say, speaking of embarrassing, but like in a funny way, when I was at the plant shop talking to the person there, I believe her name is Renee. Shout out Renee. She was really nice and incredibly informative. And it was interesting because I feel like there was something about me or the conversation that had stood out to her. Because we got to talking and, just talking about our days, talking about plants. I'm describing how, like, I'm a brand new plant parent, whatever you want to say, and looking for assistance. And then at one point, she had looked at me and, like, asked me what my name was, which, as someone who works in customer service, like, I know that feeling of when, like, someone stands out and you, like, are actually like, oh, I'm talking to a human and not just, like, a money wallet, like a person buying product. You are like the human doing it, whatever. And it was so funny because she was like, oh, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, I'm Lucy. What's your name? And she's like, oh, like my name's Renee. And I went to go give her a fist bump because I hate handshakes and people don't know that because typically in American culture you shake your hand. I really feel like in almost, not every, but so many cultures we shake hands. And I hate that. I hate shaking hands. Especially, I think it's because I was raised as a man, and so I was specifically taught how to communicate through handshakes. And I fucking hate those, because maybe it's also the autism, because now it's an inverbal, like, it's a non-verbal, like, way of communicating. And I hate that. Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you think of me. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I went to go give her a fist bump because that's what I do, and I like being different like that. And oh, she was so funny. She like did the she like grabbed my hand, because like I think she saw me extend my hand, and then as I'm closing it, she went to go make the handshake and just and then was like, oh. It was adorable. It was so cute, and like I honestly felt zero embarrassment from it. I just was like, you did that. It was so cute. And then she was even like, oh, okay, yep, I'm bad. Like, it was so cute. She's so great. Yeah, funny little moment. One thing I notice, and this has honestly been a pretty big motivator recently, is when you are nice to people, like genuinely, like you're like a genuine, like cool person to talk to, people like to give you free shit or discounted shit. They like to give you things. That's what I should say. People like to give you things when you're nice to them. Just because you're nice. People want to help when you are nice. And even when there's, like, I feel like there's been more moments when I ask for help that people are more hesitant to respond. But when I am just nice and, like, honest about my situations in my life and my thoughts and my feelings, people like to help. People like to respond with assistance whenever they can. Literally, and I'm not saying like it necessarily has to be in huge ways, but it's definitely there. Like, literally yesterday when I was at work, it was just kind of a bullshit day because it's an outdoor skate rink, so you're susceptible to the weather, and it had been raining all day long, and so it was me, the manager, and one other worker. We were out there at like 9 a.m., so like 2 hours before we opened to the public, just squeegeeing off the cement, and every time, literally every single time, we would get to the point of like we're spreading the water, we're blowing drying it, and it's actually drying up. It would then it would rain, and it would rain just enough to cover what you had squeegeed, and then you squeegeed off. You're watching it dry, and then it rains again for like 10-15 minutes. Literally, like every 30 minutes, it would rain for like 10 minutes. It was fucking bullshit. And it's what sucks. I was thinking about this literally this morning, where I'm the type of person that tries to find the positives and the silver linings in every situation. And I think there's very rarely, at least in comparison to what people think or are used to, I think more rarely are energies wasted or efforts wasted. I could even try to make the point in this case that, oh, because we had squeegeed off this other stuff, it didn't keep as much like on the concrete, so we didn't have as much to squeegee off the next time, versus, you know, had we just let it all sit for 2 hours and then squeegeed it, would it have been any easier or harder? But this was definitely a situation that it was just bullshit. Like, it would be just enough to just erase all your progress, but it was still a good time. It was still the three of us just, you know, bullshitting about how bullshit it is, and talking about life, talking about video games, just chilling. And then a few hours, we were out there for 5 hours, by the way, squeegeeing, because then like 11 o'clock hit, and it wasn't enough. 3 o'clock hit, people are like, hey, when are you guys gonna open? And we're like, oh, maybe 4 o'clock. Or no, that was at like 1 o'clock. We're telling people we'll open up at 4 instead of 11. And then 2 o'clock hit, and then that's when corporate was like, you know what, like, just shut it down, go home. It's been 5 hours of you guys squeegeeing, this isn't helping. And one other worker has showed up around 1 o'clock, so he got like an hour's worth of work, which was just stupid. But because we were all out there, like, just laughing and having a fun time, really just taking it as it came, it was interesting, because I had talked to this dude once before, but I honestly really couldn't, like, I still couldn't even tell you their name, honestly. Like, I'm so bad with that. I just didn't really remember who they were. But, like, as we were all leaving, like, I was waiting at the bus stop, and this dude was just like, hey, like, how far away do you live? And I'm like 10 minutes away, but I have to take the bus. And he's like, well, come on, like, I'll give you a ride. And it's happened so many times at work, to where just, like, being kind to my coworkers, helping them when they need help. There's been 3 or 4 times now with different coworkers, to where, like, not once, okay, with one person, I would ask for rides, but with the other, like, 2 or 3 that have helped me out, it wasn't me asking them for help, like, hey, could you please, like, hey, it's late, it's 10 o'clock at night, could you give me a ride home? It was just, they knew that I took the bus home, and some of them thought, hey, you know, it's on the way. It doesn't hurt to go 5 minutes off the road that I would take to drop them off, and they would go home. Yeah, literally people just being nice. Or even like on my roller derby team. On my roller derby team, my players know that I take the bus to and from the derby place that we do derby at. And a few weeks ago, like, one of them came up to me and was like, hey, like, I know you take the bus around town, so, like, here's some bus passes, and gave me like $50 worth of bus passes. Literally, like it was like it was papers that were like passes that had 10 rides on them each, and they gave me like 5 of them. And I was like, dude, this is legit, like $50-$60 worth of bus rides. And they're like, yeah, well, you know, I wanted to help out and whatever. And just because, like, they know I take the bus, and, like, they want to help out. Like, they saw an opportunity to help me because, like, they have a car, they don't take the bus. They know I take the bus. Boom, like, you're helping your peoples out. I don't know, shit like that. And then, like, not to toot my own horn, but I I don't know how to use those bus passes, and I'm honestly a little too like scared to learn. So I've just been giving them out to people. Like in my own selfishness, I'm like I use the app and like I can't afford like it was a cute moment to where they saw an opportunity to help me with the bus passes, so they gave me the bus passes. And I saw an opportunity where I'm like, hey, I know it's $50, $60 worth of bus passes, but I am in a position that I can afford that. I've met people, like, I know people who can't even afford the $50, $60, so, like, I'm gonna give them the bus passes. So it was this really cool trickle down to, like, help the next person out. It's shit like that I just think, like, it's literally what I'm saying. Like, because I know people that are nice, and I know people that are in positions that I could help them out. Like, people just like to help people. And really, like, honestly, a lot of times people's, like, payment for it, or, like, the flip side is, like, they just appreciate you. They like you. They want to hang out with you. That's literally, like, how, the person, I don't know, do I do names? My friend Francis, is on my roller derby team, as well as they are the person who got me like, helped me get the job at the skate rink that I work at. And like, it's just, I don't know, like they're a huge case like that, to where we had met one time for the first time at a roller derby officials clinic, practicing and going over how to officiate and different officiates, or officials, I don't know what the word is, different jobs you can do as an official. And like, we got to talking that day. I think we related on Machine Girl, actually. I think we were talking about Machine Girl, and that's probably what stood out. Or it's what stood out to me, was talking about Machine Girl, and like showing the older officials what Machine Girl is, and that was hilarious. Because they're like, yeah, like they're listing off all these like really heavy like slam metal bands, and we're like, but here's some Machine Girl, and I think you would be interested in this. And then yeah, like, and then, you know, we got to talking, playing on the same derby team, but like immediately after we had started playing together, they were like, hey, if you ever like need a ride home, or even need a ride to derby, they are offering me rides to just drop me off or take me up, or pick me up or take me home from derby. And I even asked them, I was like, we like just met and you are already comfortable enough to like take me home, like what is this, like why? And they were like, yeah, like I don't know, you seemed cool, and so I figured, what is 5 minutes down the road, kind of thing. It's just, I don't know, I guess I wanted to share that as like encouragement to be nice to people. Like, I don't think I've regretted being nice to anybody. There's definitely been moments that I've been taken advantage of for my kindness, but I don't know if I would regret any times of being kind. Because, like, I don't know, I don't think it ever hurts to be kind. It's just, like, are you doing too much, and is the person, like, how is the other person receiving it? I don't know, there's obviously, like, a lot of variables, and that's what makes humans extremely complex. But I don't know. I think I've always, not always, I tried to choose kindness and patience over judging what I think I understand. I don't know. I'm honestly just waiting for this to dry, so I'm kind of just talking. I think I like how this turned out. I do wish maybe I had brought this up a little bit more, but I kind of like that if you follow the face, like it's, how far do you, and then think alone. I think I like how this turned out. It's so weird. I feel like in comparison to Twitch, I feel like by now I would have had more viewers. Not that I'm like concerned about, you know, who's watching me or whatever, but I think just more of a observation that, granted, it's also 2:30 on a Monday. Like, who's watching anything? I feel like people right now are either at school or at work. I guess that's if I'm thinking about like my own area. I do get some people from across the world. Okay. Are there any tweaks that I want to make to this? I want to put a little bit more glue there. I could even take some of this. Put that over here. Something like that. Did my thingy stop? Oh, it did thing. How long has the music been stopped? Oh no. No, I don't know. I just am just now realizing. What's this one? This is 12 hours long. I think we'll be set. I'll probably end the stream. I don't know. I usually leave for work at like 3:30, like usually 30 minutes before my shift starts, because that's just enough time to walk down to the bus stop. And the bus comes every 20 minutes, so I can usually time it to, and then it's an 8-minute bus ride, so I usually get to work just in time. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I think I'll probably keep streaming for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Which I guess would put me almost at like 2 hours. And did I start exactly at 1:30? I think I started exactly at 1:30. Which is a little unfortunate, because then if I went like a full 2 hours, it would have taken me up until 3:30. That's when I'm leaving. And so like if I stream up until then, I don't have time to like pack a lunch or change my clothes or anything. Ugh. Okay, I am gonna go use the restroom real quick. Oh, the music's not even. God, the music's not even playing. Oops. No, go back. Go back. That's a little better. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. I had an idea. Because this, oh, I need to sign and date it. Holy shit. Where's my notebook? What the fuck is that? Like a piece of my pen or something? Something like broke off. Okay. Where do I date it? I'm gonna date it up here. So this is 0331. Oh yeah, and then I need to glue it into the book. That's the whole point. Was it has to end up in the book. And what was my signature? Oh, I can check the book. I've been trying to change up my signature, I think. Was I signing last time? Was I even signing last time? Oh my god, I did date that. Why did I do that in such... Oh, I even timed, like, when on, like, not even just the day, but, like, the specific time. Like, this one was the 11th of December, 2023 at 11:57 a.m. Okay, I think I remember what it was. But where? Maybe down here. No. Maybe on the tree. All right. That is the finished product that is one step away from being the finished product. It is my whatever amount of final drafts I've done. Where did I? Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, and now we see how it goes in the book. Oh, that's honestly gonna be such a perfect fit. Which is the point, but I'm glad to see it. So really, I think I should glue this page and not this. There we go. Then we take this. I want to keep it out of the... Oh yeah, I didn't show the back while that's drying. I know you're not supposed to squeeze it when it's drying, but oh well. This is the back. And I feel like, again, I probably already showed this, but I want to do it in this angle. And I meant to point this out earlier. Just a little... Here, actually, one sec. Here it is first. Here's my becoming vocal thing. Which I feel like when you have... Like, I know I haven't really explained what the book is, maybe? But, like, I think having the title as The Ghost and then on the back saying Becoming Vocal, I think you can kind of get an idea of what I'm going for. But it's cool because, like, as I was doing this, it was while this paint was still drying. So I had the red paint still on my fingers. And it's cool because then I accidentally was, like, pushing on this and put the red, like, on the guitar and, like, kind of, like, splattered throughout here. And so it kind of looks like the person's, like, bleeding through their fingers. I thought it was a nice little touch that it was completely accidental. But this is the final product. Okay, so one sec. If I do, that's backwards. If I want this, no. Yeah, that is the final picture. I have to kind of hold it down, but well, that's like really fighting me. And now I feel like it's interesting. I feel like I want to talk about my other collages, but I don't remember the last time that I really sat and studied a collage that I just created. I don't really remember the last time that I dissected like one of my collages. What the fuck is that? What do you mean my reactions are on? Are you fucking serious? Has that been going off in the background and I just haven't even realized? God dang it. I don't know. I guess I kind of wanted to like sit here for a moment and think about, what does this collage mean? Like, what does it mean to me? What even is... Oh, that's the... Oh, it's really like that. This is looking so fucking cool. I know I've like just barely started, but just imagine an entire book with like all of that in there. Oh, that's gonna look so cool. I don't know, I feel like I really enjoy how the blues, like it's a very blue and it's a very yellow piece. It has a feeling of this like adventure, this like climb for something higher, while also being helped by something and someone. It doesn't really specify kind of where this other hand is coming from, but I feel like I did a good job of putting like, because it's a right hand, and I feel like typically in this situation it would look better if I could have had a left hand to grab and like raise the child, but I feel like, because the hand actually originally went with this head, you can, like, it was literally something like that, to where like this hand was coming down. You can get into the fingers and how it like wraps around, kind of thing. Can I even show it? Whatever. That's a little better. So like had that, and that's when I was gonna kind of like put it over here and have the person's head kind of like that, which I still think looks cool. I just couldn't really incorporate it. Like if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, if I had just had the 5 words, then maybe I could have put this here, because I do like that. I just think it's too busy. I think because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of things going on at once, you know, 5, like 4.5, for you to kind of focus on. So I don't think I wanted another thing, not on this small of a page. If it was a bigger collage, then maybe. But yes, I'm noticing it's very blue. It's also interesting. I feel like the blue of the shorts match the blue of the shirt, and the dude's mask, like this kind of looks like it could be a mask if you had it like around your neck. Like it looks like almost like a dirty pulled down mask. Maybe in a sense, instead of being this like old person who's thinking about maybe how sick they are, or maybe they're so stuck in their head about decisions that led to where they are now. I feel like we need to all remember to tap into our adventurous inner child selves and try to see things from a different perspective. I feel like this dude is very, like, he's looking down, and like I know the context of the source material, so I know that it is a very stressful, it is a very sickly, it is a lot of things that I guess I could describe from the source material that bring sense to the picture, but I think for how I'm using it, you can focus on how he's looking down, how he feels very alone, which again is interesting because from the source material, he was actually with a huge community that was trying to help him. I shouldn't say huge. He was with a community that was trying to help him. And yet I feel like with how I've used it in this picture, it emphasizes how, whether he's in a crowd or in his own solitude here, like he's very much alone. He's very isolated, and he's very in his own head. And I feel like that's where the alone really kicks in for him, because I feel like when you think of like how far do you think, you're looking at the kid, you know? I feel like you're looking at the kid and how he's able to see off into the distance with some sort of assistance. And whether that is maybe the child's own courageousness and curiosity, maybe that's his own mental strength lifting him up or lifting them up, you know, up the tree, able to see far off. Or maybe it could just be, it could be anything. I think it really just depends on your own experience. I think it could be maybe a family member, like a friend. It could be a complete stranger. Maybe you just had an experience where a stranger showed you kindness and maybe it helped to lift you up this tree. Like, it feels like the child was able to get up there themselves. I mean, they were, because like obviously the hand is a separate image that I used, but the child feels confident in being up in this tree. They don't look scared. Like, they're not looking down at where their hands are. They know where their hands are. They know where their feet are, and they're so headstrong on these that they are able to see beyond what is in front of them, and they can see ahead, think ahead, and see outside of what they would have been able to before. And like, there's some sort of assistance to that. I feel like maybe I feel like maybe part of the collage is saying, because it's expressing like, how far do you think? And again, I'm picturing this child like looking afar. While I feel like I feel like with the gray and with how much darker this man looks compared to like how light all this is, like, I don't know, he just feels very dark, and maybe it's honestly probably the lighting in my room. But the alone, I don't know, maybe it's like how the text was glued down in the direction, but it kind of feels parallel to, here, I can just go this forward. It feels like parallel to how the man is looking. You have the alone with the eyes, and I feel like it's all looking down. Well, when you see like how far, I know the far is also kind of like facing the same direction, but it feels like it's going out, while this feels like it's all coming down. And maybe because at this point, you're up here reading how far, and you're up here with this eye line going out. And then as you progress, as you literally are aging, as you are reading this, taking yourself from a younger to older age, you have literally aged as you are reading this text. And maybe the conclusion to it is this feeling of isolation and solitude and this just lonely feeling. It feels lonely. It doesn't feel alone. It feels lonely to me. It feels like the man is alone, but also lonely. And I think I just wanted that to just be more of an observation. I don't think I actually had something to follow it up with. I think it was more of an observation. This is why I need to look at my own stuff, man. This is like why I like doing art. I like thinking. But I don't know. I guess like, how do I, like, would I try to tie that into my own personal experience, and do I want to directly start putting in my own pieces to this puzzle? Like, maybe here's the template for what it could say or could be saying or could be showing. Do I then try to plug in my own, this is someone, that's someone, this tree is one thing, the person in the back maybe means this person? Or am I content with just understanding a template that makes sense to me without trying to include too much of myself? And is that out of fear of not wanting to better understand myself, or do I just not feel like I would really gain benefit from it in this moment because I've already gained so much from just the template? Words, thoughts, feelings, human. I don't know. I do think I see myself in both a child climbing a tree as well as an adult looking very somber and despondent and very melancholic, has a melancholy feeling as they're looking off also into the distance, but more in like a 1,000-yard stare kind of way. Like they're looking at the ground in a 1,000-yard stare. I feel like the question isn't fully asking how far do you think alone, but I think it's also asking how far can you think alone? How far can you progress your own perspectives and your own experiences? How can you gain new, like how much new understanding can you gain completely on your own? How many YouTube videos or Instagram reels or TikTok reels or books or movies or songs, how much can you consume before you might need maybe someone else to come along and introduce what they understand of the world? Like, can you have a empathetic, understanding, fulfilling life completely by yourself? Or do we as humans not understand completion and community until it's with other people's perspectives? I feel like maybe I could hold this down somehow. Actually, kind of. Now we're getting into physics. I'm gonna change this real quick. I feel like maybe part of the little rant that I was just doing maybe involves how do I word it is the issue. Like I have lots of thoughts. How do I word my thoughts? Like I don't know. I guess like are you able to achieve, I don't know if I'm going to repeat myself. I guess I'm thinking out loud to process my thoughts. But like can you, like how much can one accomplish completely by themselves before they need someone else to help bring them to new levels? Like can you hit your goals in a way that feels just as fulfilling or satisfying alone as it would with other people involved? I think a lot of my life I have spent trying to do as many things alone as I can, that it's not just, I don't know, like part of it feels like a lack of trust in like my fellow humans, but not so much a feeling of I don't want so-and-so to do something, but I feel like I crave as much control in my life as possible. And so I feel like I try to accomplish as much as I can by myself, because the idea of involving someone in my life and then maybe disappointing them or failing in some way, it feels very scary to have a witness to my failures. And it feels like I've already tried to cope with and deal with my own failures alone. It just feels easier a lot of times not having someone there to also witness my hardships. I just, I want someone to just see the highlights. I want someone to see how cool I am and see the progress I've already made, not the progress that it took for me to get to a certain level. I don't know. I want to be strong for a lot of people outside of myself. I don't want to be seen. No, sometimes at all. That wasn't what I was originally going to say, but it's what came to mind. I want to be perceived a very specific way by the world around me. And I feel like I want as full control of my life and of my autonomy and of how things happen to me as much as I can. That I crave a lot of control. And even when it pushes me to the point of burnout or self destruction or isolation, it still feels easier to handle by myself because at least I can try to control these aspects of my life instead of asking for help a lot of times. I feel like my vibings is kicked in by now. I don't know. I'm learning how to open up more though. When I was talking to the person at the plant shop that I'm forgetting her name. Dang it, dude, I even try to make it such a point. I asked her twice what her name was, just so I could, like, be completely sure what it is. Dang it, I'm gonna remember it. Or I'll just ask again. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't know, there was a moment to where there was a lull in conversation. She was doing her own thing, I was looking at more plants. And then she started talking about something. About, like, I think, like, one of her... Oh, it was about, I think I was noticing... Oh, yeah, because she was asking me, I think, like, what I was thinking about everything. Because, like, it was a very small shop, but I was just kind of, like, doing laps. And I think she was asking, like, oh, like, what do you think? Or something like that. And I was describing how, like, I really enjoyed seeing how intentionally placed everything was. Not just because certain plants need certain... Like, because certain plants need to be in certain areas for how much light and water they receive. So not just that plants should be in certain places, but everything was very, but everything was very intentional and everything was very placed with purpose. And so I was making a comment about how it's really cool to see, like, what decisions were made for everything to be exactly where they were. And so then, like, she had described something about how, you know, she's really good at, like, the maintenance and the care of the plant, but it was someone else who's really good at the placement and the, like, organization of, like, the layout. And I meant to respond and to, like, say something to continue that conversation, but I just kind of came to this point where I was like, oh, like, that's cool. And I genuinely meant, like, that's cool, but I just wish I had more to add. And I was thinking about it when I was getting home today, and it just felt like in that moment, I wasn't following a goal of mine. It was a moment where I didn't work towards something, and so I didn't do anything. And so I got home, and I was thinking, like, well, what goals would I want to set for? Because I wanted to keep talking. I wanted more, but I didn't know how to go about wanting more from this person and from this conversation. And so I got to thinking, I was like, well, like, what do I want? So that way I can then try to, like, work towards that the next time I'm having a conversation or next time I see that person. And yeah, so a big goal of mine that I want to work towards is, like, I want to make more friends. But the way that I was thinking about it was that the term friend circle comes into mind a lot. Like, people want friend circles, they have their inner circles, they have their rings of friendships and friend groups and, like, relationships across the board. And so I was thinking, like, do I want like a certain amount of friends? Do I want like what do I want from my friendships and my relationships? And I got to thinking, like, well, how many friends does it take to make a friend circle? Because I picture everyone as like a dot. It's like geometry. So like I am a dot. I am one dot. And if I had one friend who is a dot, we are one line. It's like a two-dimensional line. And then if we have another friend in the circle, that's 3 lines to make a triangle. And if we have a fourth person, it's a square. And it literally, in my brain, translates to the line of all the geometric figures, you know, adding 1 dot to each one. But how many dots does it take before you have a circle? And like, what is a circle in this sense? Like, because you can, in this kind of context, have enough friends in this circle to where you can get the idea resembling a circle, but like a circle isn't not just like one continuous thing. It isn't like a like it isn't a whole bunch of like like all the way around. It's like a smooth thing, right? So like how many friends would it take to do that? And so that's kind of what my goal is right now, is like I kind of want to just establish so many friends in my friend circle that like it resembles, like maybe I could literally have a like diagram of like all the friends in the circle until I can finally be like, oh, this is like the circle that I am thinking of. I think it'd be kind of cool to check out. So that's my goal. I want to develop a friend circle, and it's going to take a fuck ton of friends to do that. And I genuinely don't know if I'll ever have enough friends to make a circle. That's kind of the goal. I kind of want like an unattainable goal in that sense, because then in that sense I am like constantly in search of more friends, and I'm constantly having to I don't know, I want to put myself in positions where like I want to like help take care of my friends and help take care of my friend circle. I want to take care of people and take care of the life around me. And so I don't know, in that sense it's kind of like I kind of want everyone to be my friend. Not obviously everyone. I don't want everyone to be my friend. I don't want everyone involved in this circle. This is my friend circle. And everyone is a friend, but everyone is a friend, but not everyone is my friend. I guess like is maybe one way to put it. Yeah. So, because I was thinking like I wanted more from the conversation, but I didn't really know how much. Like I didn't really know what to, because like as I was getting home, I was even thinking like, damn, like it was slow in there, it was chill, we were having good conversation. I wanted to ask more abstract questions, and one of those, not that it was necessarily abstract, but I really wanted to ask what their favorite part about working in a plant shop was. Not necessarily just like the work part of it, but just like why do they work at a plant care shop? And I wanted to ask that. And that's what I mean. It's like I wanted more from the conversation, but then it was like, but I don't know what I want from this conversation. I don't know what I want from this person. I didn't have any goals or intentions, so thus I didn't really do anything, but just, you know, the standard default kindness that like I try to share with everyone. Like, you know, just the civil, like human to human, how's it going? But now that I have the idea of a friend circle, I might call it. I think it's more encouragement to put myself out there more. It's more encouragement to get to know people around me, because everyone is like potentially a friend. Like regardless of like where they come from or what they've done or what they've been through, I don't know. Like everyone's potentially a friend. Even some really fucked up people can be a friend. Maybe not good friends, but I don't think there's, I don't know, I would like to think that there's no one out there that isn't friend-worthy. It just, like, some people are just really specific about how they can maintain a friendship. But I don't know, there's been plenty of people that I think history would say certain people aren't capable of friendship. I think everyone's capable of friendship. It just depends on what kind of intentions in friendship you're looking for. And, you know, a lot of times those aren't going to line up with some people. And that's okay. The world's too fucking big for everyone to be on the same page. But I'd like to think that one thing that people can understand is, you know, people don't want to feel isolated. People don't want to feel alone. I feel like even the most isolated, hermity people have something to benefit from other people to some degree. I don't really know how. I don't really know what I was going to say to that. Okay, I'm probably going to start wrapping up. But yeah, this is my book. And I have a lot of collages that I want to share. And there's a lot of things that I want to share. And, you know, these days, I didn't get into it at all. But without providing much context, I have a lot more time for myself these days. I have a lot more time, and I want to fulfill that time with things that will benefit me, and double positive if it is mutually beneficial for other people, which is also a goal of mine. I want to be mutually beneficial to other people. Another total side note, but this book is almost done, and that's gonna make me really, really sad. I might make a collage for it on the front, or at all, and maybe put that in the book. This is an absolutely total side note, but I was just thinking about it because I'm packing it up. I started this book on the first month, on January 17th of this year, and in 2.5 months, I have like such little left. I have very little left. Yeah, it makes me sad, but I already bought a new book. Look at this. It's the same one, but it's in lavender. Yeah. And it matches my new iPad case that I got. Look at it. This is what I want to do with money. Like, this is my, like, frivolous money spending right here, is getting an iPad cover and a lavender colored fucking book. Though I'm thinking about changing the name of my book. I don't know what to, though. I was thinking about memoir. Maybe just book or notebook. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start packing up. I think I gotta change my clothes, I gotta eat, gotta do all that. Okay, I'll change this. Give me one sec. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This was super fun. I want to stream more. I want to do more online because I need to. Just stubbed my toe in a trash can. I don't know. Yeah, I enjoy streaming, and I genuinely like when I think of like the future that I have for myself, or like the one that I want to pursue. I genuinely see myself having like some sort of fan base, like having some sort of like not cult following, but maybe, maybe. Yeah, I want to do this more, and I've been telling myself that for years, but I am in a position where, like I said earlier, I have more time. Right now I'm working part-time, so I have even more time in that sense, but pretty soon here, I'm hoping to go back to full-time. If it works out, I still might be applying to disability, so I'm really trying to stick it in the working world, but it genuinely, especially with now like the autism diagnosis with everything else, it might just be more realistic to try and go for disability. We'll see how it goes. I got a lot of life stuff going on. But yeah, I don't know. I want to stream more. I want to be in the public more. I want to like this is how I want to like put myself out there. This is me staying off of dating apps. Like I said, like this is literally what I mean, where I'm saying like me streaming and being witnessed, even if it is just like in this recording, like it keeps me out of trouble, because I don't know, I think it kind of follows the same rules as like body doubling or like parallel play, to where just realizing like I'm you know, being witnessed. And that's also the thing though, is like I don't know if I've really ever described this, but so like I have the two monitor system. The reason why I'm looking over here talking is because that's where my OBS is, and this is me more so making eye contact, and that's not as comfortable all the time. So I can see myself talking over here. This is why I'm constantly looking this way. Because this is intimate. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm fucking saying anymore. I just like talking. I want to do this more. I'm gonna try and do this more. Oh, I could maybe get a schedule. If I get a full-time schedule to where I'm actually like working consistent hours and I know what my schedule is, I could actually have a like streaming schedule. I could actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I could actually restart the Despite project. Those clips are actually, yeah, those clips are on YouTube. I could maybe just restart the Despite project. Because now I don't have cats, and I don't have, like, too big of any commitments right now. Maybe. I'll think about that. Maybe, maybe. We'll see. Okay, I am gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna do my stuff. Outro time. Thank you so much for watching. I guess I didn't really introduce myself earlier. Hi, I'm Miscellanea. Who's, you know, maybe that name will change, but I want to rock with it for a little bit longer. I keep being told to change it, and I don't want to change it yet. But if you have witnessed me at all, whether it is this video, or any video, or anything that you have consumed for me, thank you. And I love you and I appreciate you. Because you doing all that keeps me out of trouble. And I appreciate it. I'll stream in the future. That's what I got. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or a fantastic rest of your night, whichever time zone you're in, whichever time of day it is. I hope that it keeps going and that you're in it and that it is good to you. And on that note, I'm gonna be good to myself. And I love you, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I appreciate you. And bye. Sorry, reading message. Bye.